Good morning. It's Monday morning, and this is Focused Breath. We are into the 5th week. I am Dr. Ashley Romanchuk, naturopathic physician. I practice and operate in Alberta and British Columbia, Canada. None of this is treatment or medical advice. That is just my title. This is essentially yoga, pranayama, but it's also great for people that are wearing masks and would like to spend some time in the morning, or I do repost these videos to do at your own time, and for people that wish to reoxygenate the breath, the blood. We have been working up, and each week there is new techniques brought forth, but it is a practice. It's a practical class. So we are playing with the same breath techniques. As always, we will begin by opening windows in the room that you're in. Make sure you're able to be focused. Breath work is focus. In yoga, yug is the root word of yoga, and it means a united. So mind, body, soul. And it's typically the mind that likes to go thinking about other things. So breathing, focusing on our breath, allows for the stillness of the mind. So this is a great class if you are a very stressed out person, if you find you think too much. Thinking really turns on the nervous system. And a nervous system that's consistently on with not enough time to regenerate can lead to anxiety and depression. Lots of stress in the body. Like when you're thinking, you're not present too, and that's a big thing. So presence is, that's why Eckhart Tolle likes to teach presence, is because then we really enjoy what life, we're experiencing it instead of kind of being there in the moment. If you're laying in your bed, this is a great class to do from your bed, and if I would rather do it from my bed, but it's not very practical for me to film myself from my bed. So just straighten out your spine. Often when we're laying, our legs go this way. Try to internally rotate them so that your hips are aligned. Often if the hips are out, the shoulders are out. And then up here, the very top of the vertebrae can be moved. So the sacrum is just between your hips, and make sure that's flat on your bed. Try to elongate your spine, bring your shoulders back and down. If you're seated, I always suggest sitting on a cushion. Ground your sit bones, so both of them are right down into the ground equally. Make sure one's not forward and one's backward. You want them equal. You can feel them if you're not very attuned to that. The bony part that really sticks into the bottom, they want to be equal. Abs are always engaged. So this is in and up. Ribs over your hips. Shoulders over your ribs, over your hips. Same with your ears. And then think of a ribbon up to the sky. And we're just going to tune in by tuning in. So starting to breathe through our nose and out. Don't change the breath, just notice your breathing. When you're breathing in, your belly should be moving out. This is called deep belly breath. It creates a very calm space for your body. It actually moves your body into parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. We have two aspects of our central nervous system. There's parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest, where regeneration of the body occurs. And then there's fight or flight or freeze, and that's called sympathetic nervous system. A lot of people operate in the sympathetic nervous system, and what we want to be actually is in the parasympathetic nervous system. So breathing properly, even just for a couple of moments. So if you're stressed out in life and you just go, okay, I'm gonna breathe, my belly expands, breathing through my nose can move you into parasympathetic nervous system. How you know you're in parasympathetic nervous system is you should hear digestive sounds. Okay, so ideally you are hearing your digestive noises regularly. If you're not, you might want to pay a bit more attention, even if it's, every 15 minutes, just tune in. And so you can train your body to be parasympathetic dominant. Most people in North America are sympathetic dominant, and that's a problem. Sympathetic nervous system turned on all your life will most likely lead to dis away from, ease. So words we have are important words too. People think of disease, but they don't think of it's away from ease, it's away from health. So, I'm going to spend a few minutes doing this. Start to deepen the breath. Perhaps you could breathe in for a count of 4 and then out, but don't even worry, just paying attention to the breath is important. Making sure it's through your nose. If you're stressed out, you can let a sigh out with your out breath. That actually helps release a lot of stress from the body. So since it's Monday morning, I'm going to immediately go into our breath that's very much for reoxygenating the blood. So we're breathing in through our mouth and breathing out through our mouth. Simple as that. Don't restrain the breath on the breath out, just let it out. So simple like that. Don't let your posture get lazy in this one. It's easy to. Just breath in and breath out. Notice how quickly the mind wants to go somewhere else, and always bringing the mind back to the breath. Okay, so it's a practice. I've done this for a long time, so it's easy for me. But if you're not used to doing this, every few breaths you might have to tune in and go, oh, I'm breathing, not thinking. Breath in. Slowly over time, you can train a wandering mind to sit still just for a little bit. Breathing in through the mouth and out. Breath in. Okay, we're going to break this one up and we're going to immediately move into detoxifying breath. So using our second chakra drum, focusing only on the out breath, we're going to breathe out of our mouth. If you are new to these classes, you can definitely start from now, but if you want more foundation, I suggest going through the past classes. So we're using this little muscle just under our belly button, and we're only focusing on the out breath. Don't worry about the in breath. The diaphragm will actually recoil breath in for you. But this is a very detoxifying breath, so we'll get rid of breathing gets rid of a lot of toxins, basically. It's through the out breath, and this breath is a very good breath to do it. So I'll demonstrate, and then everybody can jump in. So jump in whenever you want, and do it for as long as you can. And then you just go into normal breaths, follow, drink a glass, or drink a sip of water if you need. We have gone through a class that talked about the chakra system. It is very important. This breath really connects the second chakra, which is the chakra of self-esteem, sexuality, self-worth. It is very grounding, but it deals with sense of self at a different level than the solar plexus. It deals with truly self-worth and self-esteem, which is very important. If the chakra's out, one has a trouble with relations, with work relations, gaining security in life. So this sense of security and feeling safe comes from this second chakra. And then this breath really aligns the second chakra with the heart chakra. So, and this is obviously detoxifying breath. So it's a great breath to bring balance to the body in many different ways. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. So just jump in on your own time. You always want to start this breath with no air in the system. So you basically take a breath in and let it out and then start. So Take some normal breaths. And then we're going to go into our very basic Pranayama Kriya breath, which is breathe in for 4, restrain at the top of the breath, breathe out for 4, restrain at the bottom of the breath. Very much just paying attention to our central channel of breathing in for 4 through our nose, and breathing out for 4. When we restrain our breath, surrender into this place and feel this place of peace. Sattva. Last week was a very big practice of this place of peace. A yogi that has learned to do pranayama, get deep into their breath work, will learn to bring this place of peace, which is called sattva, throughout the breath and really learn to exude it into the external world. So simply through being a yogi, we bring peace to the world by being peaceful, exuding these energies, exuding gratitude, love, peace, sattva. This breath is one of the fundamental breaths to practice that. Okay, so we always have our tongue at the roof of our mouth behind our front teeth. Breathe in through our nose for a count of 4, and then just pause. That's the restraint of the breath. It's just 1 second. Pause there. Breathe out for a count of 4. Pause at the top of the breath. Breathe in for a count of 4. Everybody doing this while I'm talking. Breathe in for a count of 4. Pause. Out for a count of 4. Pause. Fulfill yourself with the place of peace at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath. And then learn to take that peace, that sattva, with you as you breathe in, breathe out. So everybody count for themselves because I can't count and breathe at the same time. I will breathe with you. We're going to do this for a few minutes. Breathing in for 4. Pause. Breathing out for 4. Keep breathing while I'm talking. You can practice with this breath and with all breaths to exude energy while you're doing this. So, exuding love. Breathe in for 4, and in your head or in your sense of self. I love you. You can breathe out gratitude. For those that need to practice gratitude, what are you grateful for? It starts with simple things. I'm grateful for my hands. They allow me to pick up things. I can write. I can move. I can do things. What are you grateful for? Breathing in for 4. Pause. Breathe out for 4. Pause. For some of you, still breathing in for 4 and pause. Can you see colors in your third eye when you're breathing? For me right now, it's bright yellow. That's my solar plexus. If you don't see colors, that's okay. Your pineal gland might be blocked. Focus and health diet, water can unblock it. Moving toxins out of your life. It's a very sensitive gland right here. Breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 4. Go into Ujjayi breath now. So this is the breath of the seashore. And this breath now moves what we've done, and we'll move it through the meridians. So moving fresh oxygen through the meridians, and we're moving the state and quality of sattva through the meridians. So moving peace through all of our body, all of our auric and etheric bodies. There's many different bodies. We've got our physical body, our emotional body, there's an auric and an etheric. There's many different energies that we have. It's not just our physical body. So this breath moves it through all of it. Helps cleanse the aura too, which is a big deal. So again, if you're new to class, you might want to go through past classes. This breath breathes in through the nose, and we're constricting the breath, so there's actually a sound. And when you close the eyes, through the breath, you see the seashore. That's why it's called the breath of the seashore. You see the ocean come in onto the seashore, and you see it go out. And you also become that. Okay, so, great vast ocean of life, which is the truth. Spiritual sea, some may say. So. Get a whooshing sound in the breath. To practice it. You can feel the air moving in, up, through the inside here. So. It's a great breath if anybody has thyroid problems, to move clogged energy in the body. breathing while I'm talking. This is a great breath to do if you are a cold person. It can warm up the body. This is a wonderful breath to do if you have joint problems and they're stiff. It will move energy into the joints. It's a safe breath to do for a long time. Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi, I think is how you spell it, is one of the fundamental breath techniques of yoga. Okay, so you can practice this, and what's ideal is you take these breath techniques and you practice them in your daily life. So if you're actually stretching or doing some yoga sequencing asanas, you know, like do your sun salutation and try to do this breath while you're doing it, because it will warm the body, move energy through it. It's a very good breath if you have any back problems, any cervical problems. It moves the cerebral spinal fluid, it moves the lymphatic system. It also, in that way, by moving the body, detoxifies the body as well. So great breath to do. If you've got depression, anxiety, also a great breath to do. Thyroid problems, it'll move it. Digestive problems. Breathing is a very, breathing. I spend my time doing lots of different things, and I spend my time with breath work because it does a lot for the body. So we'll do a few more of these breaths. We'll go into the next breath. Keep breathing while I'm talking. Another important note to note is that when you are new to breathing, breath work can move stagnant old emotions in the body. So if you've been doing this for a few weeks and you might be moving old, sleeping, dormant emotions that actually do need to move out of the body to come into a state of peace and relaxation, happiness, gratitude. If you find you become emotionally volatile somehow, like angry outbursts, sad, let it go. Just follow it and note in your head what is going on. So breathing, we have this fascinating body that can store emotions. Sometimes, for example, it can come out as lower back pain, but it's actually a feeling of not being in control, not being steady in life, not being good enough. We can have constricted lungs, and it's actually sadness, deep sadness, or heart palpitations, anxiety, depression. It's actually sadness or a loss that we haven't dealt with or didn't know how to deal with. We have a society where we're not supposed to go and cry and we're not supposed to be angry, yet these are real emotions that everybody feels. So unfortunately, humans, instead of dealing with them, often store them. Breath work can move them. So if you've been breathing for a while and then all of a sudden you're acting a little bit different than you normally do, just let it go. Okay, emotions want to be felt. That's the only thing they want. And it is through sitting with our emotions, letting them be exactly what they're going to be, that they actually leave the body. Now, anger is a very difficult one to deal with because definitely I've been angry in my life. And well, we're not supposed to go beat up people. We're not supposed to go punch walls. We're not supposed to go kick things. And yet, anger can really manifest as this volatility in the body. So I always suggest if you're angry, find a safe place to go, take a glass, a glass of water and go freaking break it. And it is so satisfying. You're not hurting anybody. You can go pick up the glass after so nobody steps on it and harms themselves. And it's this way that it lets this big kaboom out of the body. I think it was Greek people that did that. And it's so satisfying. Anger is typically held above sadness. So usually when we have anger, underneath is some deep sadness. So when you finally let out the burst of anger, the body might finally go into the tears. And tears are so healing. When people start crying, they are healing. Letting those things come out is so very important. So very important. So I'm definitely the health practitioner that when people are finally crying, I'm holding big space for them. And I have a funny path. I've worked with some really, really, I would say, big cases. People that you couldn't get to cry. They wouldn't cry because that's seen as not manly enough, or they were never in a safe environment to cry. And somehow, and I guess this is through being a yogi, my energy kind of gave the cushion that it's safe, and it held some pretty big space. Well, some people have been able to let out emotions. I'm okay with them because I understand them myself. So just letting you all know, breathing can bring out the emotional spectrum. It can even bring out giddiness though, which is a hard thing. So if all of a sudden you're giddy and really happy, and those are fine, it's a process. You have to go through that, and then eventually once you deal with them, you come into a state of loving, like peace. But Ujjayi breath is a big one that can get the emotions really bubbling out. And the thing is emotions, they just need to be witnessed and let out. Okay, don't hold any, oh, I'm a bad person because I'm angry, or oh, I must be depressed because now I'm just crying. It's like, no, just let it be, let it go, let it, and just sit with it, witness it. Don't attach to it. It's very important. We don't have a society that has proper guidance around the emotional spectrum, and yet we are all emotional beings. Okay, so from Ujjayi breath, I think I personally want to do another detoxifying breath. So I'm going to use this drum muscle, and I'm going to go through my nose this time. If you feel like you want to go through your mouth again, the out breath, go for it. I'm going to go through my nose this time. This is a good class to detoxify from the weekend. If some of you have now been following these breath classes and then didn't breathe on the weekend, you might notice that, okay, yeah, now I'm starting to notice. I feel when I need to do more of the detoxifying breath, for example. I feel when I need to do more Nadi Shodhana. I'm like, this is why you need to take all these breaths for yourself and then attune to your own energy, what you need. So I'm feeling the detoxifying breaths this morning. So I'm going to go for it. We breathe in and breathe out. Start on an empty channel for these detoxifying breaths. Breathe in. So, I'm going to do it again. Spinal twist very gently. You don't want to crack your spine, just look. If it cracks by itself, that's okay. It's safe. So that breath through the nose is The Western slang for it is called shiny skull breath, and it's safe to do regularly, and you can actually well, become enlightened from it. It really cleanses out the central channel. Just finding my notes on that breath. So everybody just breathing in for normal breath through their nose and out, noticing how they might feel, how they might have changed from the beginning of class. Breathing can even make your eyesight more cleansed, which is cool. Is your eyes brighter? Could be possible. Can you feel a lightness in your heart and your lungs? Lightness in your body? So I'll tell you about this shining skull breath, which is also, well, its proper name is Kalabhati Breath or Vastrika. Or the frontal brain bellows. It increases the digestive fire, so it helps people digest. It raises the spiritual energy. So when we start to raise our spiritual energy, we really connect. Whatever word you want to say with God, Ishvara, Allah. Some might even say Jesus Christ, Creator. All the same energy, okay? So the fact that the world has fought over a divine energy that is the same, that has just been given different names, is silly. This strengthens the diaphragm, restores your energy. So if you're tired, this is a great breath to do. And it cleanses the respiratory system. So that's how it's such a detoxifying breath. So anybody in the United States or on the West Coast that has been dealing with fires, this is a great breath to be doing. Kalabhati. Some say Kapalabhati, or the Western slang is the shining skull breath. So we're going to do it again. Let's practice. Breathe in, breathe out, use your drum, out through your nose, focus on the, pushing out the breath through the nose, and don't worry at all about the inhale. Your body naturally recoils and inhales, okay? So just focus on the out breath. So you always start on an empty system. You can do that breath for a long breath because your body is actually inhaling while you're doing it. I can keep going. I've practiced this breath for a long time, but if you're just doing it and you're new to it and you can only do it for 5 breaths, that's okay, okay? Breath work is a practice and it's work. It takes time, and lungs are an organ that takes, like our lung expansion, our lung capacity. It all takes work. I've done this for a lot of years. Let's go into Nadi Shodhana. Oh, I've got lots of things. So the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, says, and it's a good teaching, and the Buddha, who obviously studied the Bhagavad Gita, also said the same thing. And it is helpful to get through life because we do actually all experience sadness in this life. In the Gita, and the Buddha said, this world is sorrowful and it is not permanent. Okay, so It is important to have this knowledge, to know that we are in this world and it is an experience. And when I speak big truths, I get goosebumps everywhere, so I've got them right now. And when we experience sadness in life, it is wonderful knowledge to just go, okay, that is this world that we're in, and it's not permanent. Okay, it's just an experience. If we didn't experience these things, we wouldn't feel. And without feeling, that would be actually a very, very dull, sad life. So knowing this wisdom is very important. There's more wisdom that actually says you are not these emotions you feel. You are not this title you might hold. You aren't any of that. Don't connect, just witness. So when you feel yourself with sadness, just witness the sadness and let it go. Same with happiness. You witness the happiness and you let it go. Coming into the place of no thingness, not a thing, you're just a witness. You actually know that all that exists is you experiencing yourself, is what yoga will bring. Yeah. Important knowledge. Okay, so Nadi Shodhana. There's a ton of other breaths here we can practice, but we're still practicing the same ones for the next little bit. It takes a while to get good at them. We're in a society where people are too overcome with knowledge all the time. We need to practice. So Nadi Shodhana, we've got our pinky and ring finger on our left nostril, always the right hand for Nadi Shodhana. Middle and pointer on our third eye, and thumb on our right nostril. We're going to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4, not restraining the breath for the first 20 breaths. Again, if you're new to this class, maybe going into the back classes or previous classes to follow the routine, but we're just jump in. We're basically breathing in through our right nostril for 4, plugging our right nostril, breathing out through our left nostril for 4, breathing in through our left nostril for 4, plugging our left nostril, breathing out through our right nostril, repeat. Okay, so everybody count on your own time. Starting with the right nostril. 2 more rounds. Okay, now we're going to add the restraint to this breath. So at the top of the inhale, we're just going to restrain and hold the breath for a moment, and then let it out. And then bottom of the inhale, restrain and hold the breath for a moment. The purpose of these restraining the breath is actually it brings more balance to the body. It allows you to explore into the energy of sattva that is found in the restraint of the breath. Because what an advanced yogi does is through pranayama, breathing, the breath becomes very subtle. And in this subtle place, it's almost like you're not breathing, but you are, and you're totally in the place of silence. And in the subtleness of the breath, one enters samadhi. Samadhi is, there's various states of samadhi. So it's basically the release of the mind, your union with different things. So, you know, starting in the beginning samadhi, you might really be like, you're experiencing your entire, you know, you hear the bird, that's me, I'm all of it. And you get up into the highest states of samadhi, and you, it's a great, great light. You really understand the mantra Satnam, I am, love, peace, bliss, consciousness. You enter a state of consciousness, and then some of the highest samadhis, it's you are totally free from your mind. Okay, you don't live in the world of duality, you don't live in the world of strife. You understand that every single experience you have is actually the universe responding to your own energy. So you're very careful of your thoughts because it manifests very quickly. Now this is very advanced yoga. Not very many people ever get here. You get yogic powers, the ability to see people from a faraway place. You can know all the knowledge you'd ever want to know. But just even getting into very basic sadhana is through the subtlety of the breath. So in the place of restraining the breath for just a moment, we start to experience what this energy is, and we learn to bring it with us. And then we get into meditation. Okay, so pinky, ring finger, left nostril, middle, pointer finger, third eye, and thumb, right nostril, always right hand. So we're going to breathe in for 4, just like we did, and then we're just going to restrain the breath for a moment, and then breathe out for 4 out of the other nostril. Restrain the breath at the bottom. You can plug both nostrils in the restraining of the breath, in case, if that helps you. Again, this regulates the prana, which is the life force energy, loosely, if you could say that, and it regulates the mind. So this is all about stilling the mind. Okay. So everybody begin, count on your own, breathing in through the right nostril to start. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. On your own time. 2 more rounds. Breathing in through your nose normally. Notice the difference you might feel in this place. Feel it. Yeah, fine. Okay, so this is over. And that's good breath to end with. I am going to end with an Om. You're welcome to join. If not, enjoy your day. This class is run by donation, so email transfer to my email. I recommend it $10 a class or $100 for a month. But this is up to your own integrity and what you feel it's worth. If you feel it's 20 bucks, 30 bucks, go for it. Thank you. I am grateful for what comes my way. And I do this from my love because I love this. And I think it is one of the best ways to heal the world is by everybody becoming a yogi. Still their mind. You might find you don't need as much as you think you need. My email is akromanchuk@gmail.com, akromanchuk@gmail.com. Romanchuk is root for Romani. We're the real gypsies. We come from the mountains of northern India. I believe it's Rajasthan that we came from. I think some of us might have come from Rishikesh. And I feel like I hold ancient memories from a long time ago. So I think I've done this for a long time. Oming is the only mantra you need to know. It's the oldest mantra. You can heal your body just by doing it. I have harmonic tuning forks, which really helps with the Om. Ideally, we would be in a group so we could all balance with each other, but you can do this from your home. And it's fun, but I understand the place where you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it. You have to really settle into yourself and find your own willpower to do it. And it's basically all your potential energy, goes into kinetic energy, and goes through your central channel, aligns your central channel. We've got this energy, this cord that aligns us very high into the ethers and very connected with God, and this oming can purify it and make it stronger. So